Hello and welcome to another tutorial for Excel users. And here we have the worksheet I've been putting together so far, and I've done all the hard work. That's entering the information, and as you can see also, if I click in the cells and look in the formula bar, you'll see I've created the calculations for all the relevant cells. So the next step is to apply some formatting to our worksheet, and the first thing I'm going to do is apply number formatting. And before I apply the number formatting here, I'm just going to switch to another worksheet just to give you a quick overview of some of the formatting that can be applied. And if you have a look at this little table I've set up, we have currency, comma and percentage, and those are three of the most common types of formatting you might want to apply. So we'll start with currency, and if I click into that 495 cell, and let's just say I want to apply some currency formatting to that, the quickest way I can do it is to simply come up to the number section, which is on the Home tab of Excel, and click on the currency button there. And once I've done that, you'll see straight away I have a currency symbol in the cell. I've also got a decimal point and 2 decimal places applied automatically as well. Now just to let you know that just to the right of that button there's a small drop down arrow, and what that does, it gives you access to 3 of the most common currencies, and that's the UK pound, which is obviously where I am at the moment and that's my default currency, US dollar and the euro. And you'll see there's an option there for more accounting formats. If I just bring up this dialog here by clicking that more accounting formats, you'll see under symbol if I click the drop down, a huge range of currency options that you can apply for the country that you're in. I'll just cancel that for now. Okay, if I come down to the next cell, and I'm going to apply formatting here, again currency formatting. This time I'm going to go to the larger cell up there that says general at the moment, and if I click on the drop down arrow here, you'll see in that list there's quite a few options, but I've got 2 that seem relevant to what I want. One says currency and the other says accounting. Now at the moment the one format I have applied is actually this one, accounting, and you might be thinking, well, what's the difference? So if I just click on currency, you will see the difference. Again, I've got the currency symbol, but the difference is that this time it sits up against the number as opposed to appearing on the left of the cell. And I've also got the decimal point and 2 decimal places applied. So fundamentally it's about whether you want your currency symbol lined up all nice and neat on the left, or whether you're happy to have the currency symbol sit up against the number. And I'm going to apply currency formatting to the final cell here, this large number, and to do that I'm going to use the format painter. So I've got my cell selected here, H5, and if I just come across to the top left of the Home tab and click on that format painter button there, come back to the spreadsheet, and you'll see what's happened is that I now have a marquee box around my original cell, and the Excel cursor, the white cross, now has a little paste brush next to it. And if I click on that next cell down, H6, you will see it copies the formatting from the original cell to the new cell, and that's the format painter. Now if in this large number I didn't want to bother with my 2 decimal places, I can reduce those by coming up to the number section again on the Home tab, and you'll see I've got 2 options here. One is to increase decimals, and the one that I'm interested in is to decrease decimals. So if I click on that twice, that will remove those decimal places, and so I've got a whole number. The next type of formatting I'm going to look at is the comma formatting. Now this is virtually identical to currency, excepting it doesn't have the currency symbol. So again, I'll just select the first cell there, as you can see, and the comma button is right in the middle there on the number section. If I click on that, come back to the spreadsheet, and again you can see what's happened. Just as if you were writing out a large number, you would use a comma to break up large numbers, especially when they run up into the thousands and the millions. Now for the next cell down, instead of using the button there, I'm going to click on that large drop down, and one thing you'll notice is that comma formatting does not appear anywhere in that list. Now if I come right down to the bottom, I've got an option that says more number formats, and if I click on that I get a dialog To apply simple comma formatting from here, you click on the number tab and you'll see you have a preview of the number. Now what I need to do here is click on this box that says use 1000 separator, in other words the comma. Click on that, and again I've got an option here to reduce decimal places or increase if I choose. In this case I'll reduce them to 0, so just click on that downward arrow twice, click OK, and you'll see the formatting again applied with the comma separator, and this time no decimal places. And finally I will once again use that format painter, so just click on the format painter button once, come back to the spreadsheet and click on the cell where I'd like the new formatting applied. The next type of number formatting we're looking at is percentage, and I've already put the number 10 in there, and if I click on that, and I would like to apply percentage formatting here, so it says 10%, so I might reasonably think, well, I'll just click on that percentage button there, and if I click on that you'll see what happens is not quite what I had in mind. It says 1000%, so that could cause me problems if I'm applying discounts or trying to do some other type of calculation, maybe give out a loan, and instead of charging 10% interest you might charge 1000%, could cause a few problems along the way. So why has that happened? Well, the thing to keep in mind is that Excel treats the number 1 as 100%. So anything below the number 1 is obviously less than 100%, and anything above the number 1 is more than 100%. And I'll show you exactly how that works. If I click in the next cell down, just type in the number 1 there, just press the enter key and then come back to that cell, and now if I press the percentage button, just click on that button there, you'll see it does indeed show me 100%. Now if I go to the cell below, and let's say I want to have my 10% discount or 10% interest rate applied, the first thing I would do is type in a fraction. So this time I'm going to type in 0.1, and Excel formats it as 0.1. Come back to that cell, make sure it's highlighted, and again click on the percentage value, and it does indeed now show 10%. So just keep that in mind when you're working with percentage values, that if the cell's already formatted as a percentage, it's not a problem, because I can come down to that 1000% cell now, type in 10, press the enter key, and that is now 10%. So any calculation I use with that cell will apply the correct percentage. So just keep in mind that if you want to say have a value that will be 25%, don't type in 25, because that will obviously end up with 2,500%. You type in 0.25, and then when you apply the formatting you'll get the percentage that you want. So there's a quick look at 3 common types of number formatting. I'm now going to return to my original spreadsheet, and I'm going to apply the number formatting here. I'm going to apply the accounting formats to my currency values, so the currency symbol lines up on the left of the column. And I'm going to select first of all the cells from B3 down to B9. To make it nice and quick, I'm just going to click on the currency button, and there's my formatting applied. I can then click on the format painter, and then all I need to do here is actually click on cell D3, and it automatically copies all the formatting from column B to column D. I've also got currency values in rows 11, rows 12, 13 and 14. I'm not going to apply currency formatting to row 15 because these are simple numeric values and not related to money. This time I'm going to select the currency values from B11 down to B14, hold down the control key and select D11 down to D14, and again just click on that currency button. Now the remaining numbers aren't currency values, so what I'll do here is select all the cells from C3 to C9, and I can leave those as general format, as you can see. But what I will do is click on the center button in the alignment section to put those numbers in the middle. And I'm also going to select all the cells from C11 down to C15, and again center those. I'm going to click on that average value there, because I don't want to have as many decimal places as there are, so I'm just going to reduce the number of decimal places on that average down to 2. And finally, just to tidy up row 15, if I click on that middle value, C15, I'm going to double click on the Format Painter. And by double clicking, what I actually do is lock the Format Painter. So I can then click on B15, and then with the Format Painter still active, click on D15, and that just copies the formatting to those two cells. To cancel that, I can now simply press the Escape key, and that cancels the Format Painter. So there's my number formatting applied. I'm going to save the worksheet, just update the file. So that concludes this look at number formatting. Hope you found something useful there. And the next stage is to apply worksheet formatting involving highlighting text and applying colours to your spreadsheet.